Hello, hello. Welcome to today's episode where we will be creating a D&D character. In honor of my cosplay creation of Doric from the Dungeons & Dragons movie, I thought it would be fun today to roll up a character sheet for her. Now, D&D Beyond technically already did it. It exists. But I thought it'd be fun to do my own little spin on it and create her as if it's sort of, before the events of the movie. So she's a level 1 tiefling druid. Let's get started. So right off the bat, there's a few easy things we can figure out. Character name, Doric. Class and level, druid, level 1. Race, she is tiefling. Background, we won't discover that just yet. So let's start rolling. Our first dice roll. So we take 4d6, roll it, and keep the top 3. Okay, not too great. A 3, and a 3. So we have a total of 9. For our second throw. Okay, it's better. We've got a 5, a 4, and a 3. So that's 12. Let's get some 6s. Nope. A 5, 3, 2. So we're looking at a 10. There we go. For our fourth roll, we have a 6, a 4, and a 3, so 13. There we go. We've got a 6, a 5, and a 5. And our other number, also a 5. 16. And now our last roll. Okay, not bad. A 6, a 5, and a 2. Not bad at all. So another 13. Alright. Now, in all transparency, the last several characters that I've created, I've just used the D&D Beyond character creator tool. I haven't done it paper and pencil style in a very long time. So if I mess up or get any of the details incorrect, let me know in the comments. Alright. So there we go. We've got our stats. Let's see what the table says those translate into. On the right page. Alright, a 9 is a -1. 12 is a +1. 10 plus 0. 13 is a +1. 16 plus 3. And a 13 is a +1. Okay, not too bad. Now there will be things that will be added as modifiers because she's a druid and a tiefling. So let's go ahead and start off first by just assigning those scores here. Now normally for a druid I would want wisdom as my highest number because that's their spellcasting ability modifier. But in the movie, Doric doesn't cast any spells. She wild shapes, but doesn't do any other magic. And actually has a lot of questions about magic in the movie. So I'm not gonna put wisdom as her highest stat. Instead, I'm thinking dexterity. She's very nimble, just the way she moves around. So I'm gonna say her highest is actually dex. And then we've got 3 +1s to dole out, so we're gonna say Constitution is a +1. She's pretty intelligent, so we'll give a +1 to intelligence. For wisdom, I'll still at least give her the +1, because in the movie, she's not charismatic. Like, not charismatic at all, right? Like, if anything, she's actually pretty awkward and blunt. So, especially towards Simon. We're gonna put the -1 for charisma, which leaves her strength at a +0. Okay, so that's the first start, but these will be modified. So let's start with, let's go with her tiefling stuff, because it affects less things. I've gone way too far. There it is. Okay. So, ability score increase. Intelligence increases by 1, and charisma increases by 2. Alright, good thing we put the -1 there. That at least bumps it to a +1. That's nice. And intelligence, was it? Yes. Intelligence increases by 1. So now that's a +2. Okay. What else do we have? Alignment. Let's go to the alignment page and just double check. Where is the alignment? 122. Here we go. Is she lawful good? Creatures can be counted on to do the right thing as expected by society. Potentially. Neutral good. Folk do the best they can to help others according to their needs. I'm liking neutral good for Doric. Chaotic good. Creatures act as their conscience directs with little regard for what others expect. I mean, a little. Lawful neutral. Individuals act in accordance with law, tradition, or personal codes. I mean, she's part of the Emerald Enclave, so she does work, like, in accordance with their, laws and traditions. But I think she's still more on the good side, because remember, she wasn't willing to just steal the money and keep it. So, okay. We're gonna go with neutral good. Neutral good. Oh, we can fill in some of this. Gender. She's a woman. Age. They don't really say how old she is, but she's a young woman. Maybe like 23, we'll say. Okay. The rest doesn't really matter for now. Speed is 30 feet. Let's fill that in. 30 feet. She has dark vision. And hellish resistance. She is immune. Oh no, she has resistance to fire damage. And infernal legacy. You know the thaumaturgy cantrip. And charisma is your spellcasting ability for these spells. It's interesting. Now again, in the movie, she's not casting any spells, but if we were to play this character, I would still play her with magic since she's a druid and a tiefling, so it just knows this. So cantrip, thaumaturgy. I'll make a note that this is charisma. Okay, over to languages. She can speak, read, and write Common and Infernal. I think that's it for tiefling stuff. Yes. So let's go to the druid page. Druid. So first, the proficiency bonus is a +2. Hit points at first level, 8 plus your constitution modifier. But she might be wearing armor. Oh no, that's for armor class. No. So 8 plus constitution, I put +1. Okay, so she's sitting at a solid 9 hit points. Okay. Proficiencies. Okay, so for tools, she's proficient in herbalism, so I'll add that. And saving throws, she gets proficiency on intelligence and wisdom. Circle those in. Good. And skills. Okay, so she can get proficiency in either Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. So again, I'm not going to add proficiency to Arcana because she had questions about magic. So obviously is not proficient. Animal Handling. We can add animal handling. That makes sense. Insight, medicine. I don't think she ever really did any healing. Nature, perception. I do like the idea of perception though. She's really good at like pinpointing flaws in people, which is funny to me. So perception advantage. Starting equipment, a wooden shield or any simple weapon. So her weapon of choice was the slingshot, so that is a simple weapon. So we're going to add, we'll grab the slingshot details later, but for now I'll just write sling. Okay, a scimitar or any simple melee weapon. She didn't really have anything in the movie other than the slingshot. I'm trying to think, did she do any like improvised weapon work? I mean, her main gimmick is going into wild shape. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip that one. Equipment, leather armor. I'd say that's sort of what she's wearing. She's got, little shoulder pauldrons. She's even got bracers, and I'd say it's probably made out of leather, so we'll count that. An explorer's pack and a druidic focus. She can speak druidic. Spellcasting. I'll come back to like preparing spells and stuff in a second, but for now I'll at least grab the information. So spellcasting ability is Wisdom. The spell save DC is 8 plus proficiency plus Wisdom modifier. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, the spell attack is proficiency plus Wisdom, so plus 3. At first level, she cannot wild shape. So should I just do her at a second level as opposed to first? No, we'll keep to what I had initially said. We'll keep it to first. So no wild shape yet. No druid circles. That all comes later. Yeah. So now we go and choose a background. Yes, background and personality. So we did the alignment. Okay, here we go. The backgrounds. Acolyte. Service of a temple to a specific god. No. Charlatan. No. Criminal. Definitely not. Entertainer. No. Folk hero. You come from a humble social rank, but you are destined for so much more. Your home village regards you as their champion, and your destiny calls you to stand against the tyrants and monsters that threaten the common folk. That seems likely. Alright, guild artisan. Not a member of a guild. Because I don't think the Emerald Enclave would consider itself a guild. Hermit, live in seclusion or in a sheltered community. It's more for like monastery. Yeah, that doesn't seem proper. Noble, no. Outlander, you grew up in the wilds, far from civilization and the comforts of town and technology. No. Sailor, don't think she's ever been on a ship. Oh no, that's not true. At the very end, they get on that boat. But I don't think we could classify that as a sailor. Soldier, no. Urchin. I mean, she may have started off as an urchin. but then joined the Emerald Enclave. Like, they took her in, I think, pretty early on. And I missed Sage. He spent years learning the lore of the multiverse. No, so I think Folk Hero is the best, closest option. Okay, Folk Hero. And that gives me stuff. Skill proficiencies, animal handling, and survival. Now, I already chose animal handling, so let's choose something else from the other list, but we get to add survival. So we'll go back to the druid list in just a second. Tool proficiencies, one type of artisan's tools, and land vehicles. Okay. But land vehicles, so I guess that would be a, horse and buggy situation. Okay. Let's go to equipment, because I'm looking at tools. Artisan's tools. What makes sense for Doric? Alchemists, brewers, calligraphers, carpenters, cartographers, cobblers, cooks' utensils, glass blowers, jewelers, leather worker. Maybe she made her own leather armor. Mason's tools, painter's supplies, potter's tools, smith's tools, tinker's tools, weaver's tools, or woodcarver's tools. So maybe leather worker or tinker? She seems to be someone who can, problem solve. I'm gonna go with tinkers. Now she gets to start with a pouch containing 10 gold. 10 gold. 10 gold. Okay, defining event. Alright, what started her on her journey? I stood up to a tyrant's agents. I saved people during a natural disaster. Now, I mean, you could roll a d10 and then just pick that number and then weave that into your story. But we are trying to build her specifically, so let's try to find the closest match. I stood alone against a terrible monster. I stole from a corrupt merchant to help the poor. That might be a good, Robin Hood backstory for her. I led a militia to fight off an invading army. I broke into a tyrant's castle and stole weapons to arm the people. I trained the peasantry to use farm implements as weapons. A lord rescinded an unpopular decree after I led a symbolic act of protest against it. I think that would be her, almost like her objective, like that's what she would want. I don't think that was her defining event, that it happened. A celestial, fey, or similar creature gave me a blessing, or recruited into a lord's army. Yeah, I think the stole from the corrupt merchant to help the poor. I'm gonna go with the Robin Hood defining moment. She gets rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate. They will shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you. That's cool. Under features. Features. rustic hospitality. And some personality traits. So, I judge people by their actions, not by their words. Maybe. If someone is in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help. Yeah. When I set my mind to something, I follow through no matter what gets in the way. Yeah. I have a strong sense of fair play and always try to find the most equitable solution to arguments. I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. Definitely not. While she is confident in her own abilities, she does not have confidence in Simon at the beginning, or anyone in the party, really. Thinking is for other people. I prefer action. I misuse long words in an attempt to sound smarter. I get bored easily. No. So one of the first ones. I like the I judge people by their actions, not their words. Okay. Over to ideals. Respect, fairness, freedom, might, sincerity, or destiny. I like the idea of freedom. Tyrants must not be allowed to oppress the people. I think that works for her. Bonds. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again. I don't think she wants to see them. I worked the land. I love the land. I will protect the land. Maybe the land of the Emerald Enclave. A proud noble once gave me a horrible beating. Take my revenge? No. My tools are symbols of my past life. No. I protect those who cannot protect themselves. Yeah. I wish my childhood sweetheart had come. No. Let's go with I protect. And flaws. The tyrant who ruled my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. No. I'm convinced the significance of my destiny. No. The people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret. No. I have a weakness for the vices of the city. No. Secretly, I believe that things would be better if I were a tyrant lording over the land. No. I have trouble trusting in my allies. That is our girl Doric. Okay. So that's it for the background stuff. Let's go back here. Okay, the armor class. For wearing leather armor, let's go grab that stat. Armor. Leather. 11 plus dexterity modifier. And I did put my biggest stat in dexterity, so 11 plus 3. Armor class of 14, which is really good. Still squishy though, with only 9 hit points. Initiative is dexterity, so that's plus 3. What else have I not? Oh, let's fill out the slingshot. So here. So that's a simple weapon. Sling. 1d4. 1d4 bludgeoning. Range 30 for 120. But what is my... How do I figure out my, like, to hit? Where does that come from? Oh, it's if I have proficiency, I add my proficiency bonus, I assume? Proficiency with a weapon allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with that weapon. Okay, so that is a +2 to hit because I am proficient in simple weapons. Okay, only 1d4. The slingshot is not very powerful. Okay. Oh, and I didn't remember, I have to go back to the druid and choose a different proficiency skill because the folk hero background gave me animal handling. Okay, that's this. Yeah, druid. So, Arcana, still not going to do that one. Animal handling is already taken. So, insight, medicine, nature, religion. Insight, medicine, nature, or religion. Maybe insight. She seems to really know who she is as a person, you know? We'll give her insight. Okay, now I think we can fill in this chart. So for saving throws, strength +0, dexterity +3, constitution +1, intelligence is 2 plus my proficiency bonus, so +4, wisdom is 1 plus proficiency, so +3, and charisma is just +1. And we'll do the same thing for our skills. So acrobatics, that's dex, +3. Animal handling is wisdom plus proficiency, so +3. Arcana +2. Athletics +0. Deception +1. History is intelligence +2. Insight is wisdom plus proficiency, so that's +3. Intimidation +1. Investigation +2. Medicine +1. Nature +2. Perception is wisdom plus proficiency, so +3. Performance +1. Persuasion +1. Religion +2. Sleight of hand +3. Stealth +3. And survival is wisdom plus proficiency, so +3. Actually, quite a few +3s in there. That's nice. Really nice for early game. Okay, passive, wisdom, perception. What is that? Is that like 10 plus wisdom plus plus the skill. Let's double check how passive works. I think I'll need to check the index for that. Would it be under passive? Passive check, see under ability check. Okay. Ability. Score. Oh, ability check. Okay. Passive 175. Passive checks 10 plus all modifiers that normally apply to the check. Okay, so 10 plus perception, so 3, so that's 13. 10 plus wisdom, insight, plus 3, so 13. And passive intelligence, so investigation, so 12. Okay. That's easy. What are we missing? Okay, I mean, right now the only weapon she has is the slingshot, but that is also just so accurate. But this is level 1, so I guess we could give her something else, and maybe through the adventure she loses that and just sticks with wild shape. So what was it that it was a simple melee weapon that she could have. So let's simple club, dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, or spear. I feel like quarterstaff makes sense for her. Let's give her that. And that is a simple melee weapon, which she does have proficiency for, so plus 2. The damage is 1d6 bludgeoning. That says the properties are versatile, 1d8. What does versatile mean? Versatile. This weapon can be used with 1 or 2 hands. A damage value in parentheses appears with the property the damage when the weapon is used with 2 hands to make a melee. Okay. Okay, so versatile 1d8. Okay, so in my actual campaign where I play a druid, she also has a quarterstaff, and I never knew what versatile meant. I could have been doing 1d8 damage instead. Now I know. Okay, that's that. Racial traits, I mean, we already have dark vision, I don't need to repeat. The equipment, it was, I think, was the Explorer's Pack or the Adventurer's Pack? Let's double check. I won't write it all out, I'll just do the main one. So that was in the Druid, Paladin, Druid, Equipment, Explorer's Pack. There we go. And now, okay, so allies and organization. She's part of the Emerald Enclave. Go. Now let's try to pick spells that make sense for Doric. So, let's see, she's allowed to know 2 cantrips, and she gets 2 spell slots, but how many spells does she actually get to know? How many spell slots you have? Okay, yeah. To prepare lists that are available for you. When you do so, choose a number of druid spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your druid level. So my wisdom modifier is 1, druid level is 1, so I get 2 spells. Okay. So 2 spells and 2 cantrips. So let's go over to spells. So because she's a tiefling, she gets thaumaturgy, which uses charisma. Let's see, her 2 wisdom cantrips. I mean, we'll give her, I think, guidance. I like that for her. And shillelagh, since she's got the quarterstaff. That just makes sense. Shillelagh. Okay. And now 2 spells. Animal Friendship, Charm Person, Create or Destroy Water, Cure Wounds. Yeah, she doesn't really do much healing in the movie, so we're not going to do that. Detect Magic, no. Detect Poison and Disease. Entangle, maybe. Fairy Fire, Fog Cloud, Goodberry, Healing Word, Jump. Maybe Jump, she's, dexterous. Longstrider, Purify Food and Drink, Speak with Animals, or Thunder Wave. I like the idea of Entangle. As well as, I think Speak with Animals makes sense. We get 2 first level spell slots. Okay. Well, I think there we have it. I now have a usable Doric level 1 character. And I would really like to see the evolution of how she goes from maybe using a little bit of magic, some quarterstaff, but then as soon as she gets wild shape, that is just her thing. Now in the movie she must be extremely high level because she wild shapes many times. I mean, clearly they bent the rules because you can't even wild shape into an owl bear, but it's a movie. We're allowed to take creative liberties for the sake of entertainment. Yeah. Now I just need a campaign and people to play with so that I can take Doric out for a test drive. That would be fun. But before we say goodnight today, the comment that requested I do a D&D character creation also asked to see what my actual character looks like and how I chose the spells for that. So let's go through that. And if ever you want to request a board game or any other type of video, please drop it in the comments. If it's something I can do, I will add it to my list of ideas and get to it. So I mentioned before that I am also playing a druid. This character is a half-elf druid. We're at level 7 and we're running the Curse of Strahd campaign. And I did go on Hero Forge and create a mini. It is on its way, or at least it's being created. It's been ordered, so I'll definitely be showing you guys as soon as she comes in. But I kind of just took creative influence from A Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones, and my character's name is Visenya, so if you like those books and the TV show, you might recognize the name. And I sort of made her look like if Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen did in fact have a baby. So she like wears stuff that like a Northman would wear, but looks very much Targaryen. Okay, so my character, she has an armor class of 18 with a max HP of 45. I am immune to magical sleep. I get +1 on bonus saves. +1 bonus on saves, and I have advantage against being charmed. My strength modifier +0, dexterity is a +3, constitution +1, intelligence +4, wisdom +4, and charisma +1. Let's see, I can in fact wild shape, so I get 2 per short rest. I currently have an inspiration, so I hope to use that soon. My background is a sage because my character is a librarian, and another of the characters in the party comes to my library to do some research and convinces me to go on what was supposed to be just a weekend trip to do some field work. And then we get whisked off away to Barovia, and we are now in Curse of Strahd shenanigans. I'm not going to give out any spoilers for Curse of Strahd, so all I will say is I have a magical weapon from that campaign. I also have the quarterstaff, a scimitar, and yeah, I too have Shillelagh as my cantrip, and I also have a flame blade, but we'll get to that magic in a moment. My passive perception is excellent, it's 17. Some notable skills, I get +7 to animal handling, arcana, history, medicine, nature, and perception. And for saving throws, I do get +8 on intelligence and wisdom saving throws. Now, how did I get such a high AC? Thank you for asking. First off, I'm wearing a cloak of protection, which gives a +1, and also my armor is a hide, which gives me a +1, and I've got a shield as well. Right, no spoilers. I won't tell you how much money I have, but it is a lot of money. Anything else interesting here? My druid circle is circle of the land, forest, so I get some cool stuff for that. I am neutral good. My personality traits, I am horribly, horribly awkward in social situations. I'm usually in a library. People just need to be quiet and ask questions. I answer them. It's transactional. Don't make me be social. It gets out of hand. For my ideals, knowledge, the path to power and self-improvement is through knowledge. Bonds, I work to preserve a library. And flaws, most people scream and run away when they see a demon. I stop and take notes of its anatomy. I did acquire, I'm calling it a familiar. Really, I've just convinced this animal to follow us. It's pretty cool. But again, for spoilery reasons, I won't say what the animal is. Okay, so my spells. I do have these lovely druid spell cards that I got for Christmas. So very excited to put them in this beautiful binder. So my cantrips, Shillelagh, Guidance, Resistance, which I haven't had to use Resistance yet, but you touch a willing creature once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of its choice. And then in Guidance, you can add a d4 to an ability check of its choice. And then I took Mending. Repair an object. For my first level spells, we have Healing Word, which is a bonus action. Cure Wounds. I'm really starting to shift to take my role as like healer a bit more seriously recently. One of the other characters can also heal, but they are better at fighting. It's a paladin, so we want him to fight, so I've started to now stock up on actual healing spells. So Cure Wounds, but I couldn't help myself and I took Speak with Animals. For my second level spells, I have Flame Blade, which is a lot of fun. It is a bonus action to cast it, so I conjure up a flaming blade. But then I do need to use like a melee attack to actually hit. As a second level spell, it does do 3d6 fire damage, so not too bad. And also, I've used this one a lot. I love Moonbeam. So they take 2d10 radiant damage. It lasts up to 1 minute. And when you use a higher spell slot, you add a d10. So I've definitely used that to make some pretty good hits. And it really works out when you roll those d10s and you're actually rolling high numbers. Always fun when it works out. My other second level spells are Paths Without Trace, Spider Climb, Bark Skin, which really at this point I should probably swap out. Oh no, I can't swap out Bark Skin, never mind. It's like an always prepared spell because of my druid circle. But everyone in my party has an AC of more than 16, or at least 16, so Bark Skin doesn't do much, but who knows, maybe if there's other NPCs around that we want to keep safe, I can use it. Over to third level spells, we have Call Lightning. So that's 3d10 lightning damage. Daylight, which you'd think, daylight wouldn't do too many crazy things, but when you're fighting vampires who cannot be out in the sunlight, daylight is actually a fantastically powerful spell, and I've absolutely used it to great success. Another third level, Dispel Magic. I haven't used that one yet. That's a new one that I've stocked. We also have Sleet Storm, which doesn't seem to do damage, but it can make people fall prone. So that could be good to help others. My absolute favorite spell in all of this, including 4th level spells, Conjure Animals. That is, you know how Doric's gimmick is wild shaping into an owlbear? my gimmick is conjure animals. So I'll conjure like 8 wolves and they just attack for me. So I get to hang back or, do some healing, but I still feel like I get to fight because I'm rolling attacks for all of these wolves. And when they fight in a pack with like an ally, they fight with advantage. So it's almost overpowered, but I don't care. And if I'm misusing this spell, please don't tell me in the comments. I want to keep the way I'm using it. But it's fantastic. So we've had plenty of scenarios where we were very much outnumbered, and then I bust out 8 wolves, and suddenly it's a little more evenly matched. So, absolutely love conjure animals. We have plant growth as a spell. But now my 4th level spells, I have blight, which is incredible. The target takes 8d8 necrotic damage. Divination, this is one of those that is like, I just get it. It's an automatically prepared one. I haven't used it yet, but it might be interesting. So it's your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servants. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So maybe if we're stuck, it's almost like a hint. You're in an escape room and you're walking around the answer, but you're not quite landing on it. I feel like that's what divination is. And then we get freedom of movement. So basically you don't have to worry about difficult terrain. And I've already told you I'm wearing a cloak of protection. That's what this is. And this one here is a wand of fear, which at first when I got it I was super excited, but then it like never worked because the opponents kept rolling higher than the DC save, so it just never worked. So it always felt like a waste of an action to like use the wand, but who knows, maybe it'll come in handy in the future. So that's it, that's my character, Visenya. I'll get to play her again next Friday. We play D&D every second Friday. Assuming no one is sick or extenuating circumstances. I absolutely love D&D. We only got into it a couple years ago, so we still feel quite new, and it's really only been the last year and a bit that we've been playing consistently. So I've certainly learned a lot, and I've started to DM as well, which has been interesting. I tried to DM Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which isn't necessarily a campaign. Like, you can weave each of the little one-shots together to sort of form a narrative. But I haven't been enjoying it. I think I bit off more than I could chew with that one as a new DM. I much prefer one-shots that I can just homebrew and I'm just in charge of the story. It can go wherever I want it to. Of the two, DMing or playing, I think I still prefer playing more than DMing, but DMing can be a lot of fun. I recently ran what was supposed to be a one-shot. It went long. It's now a two-shot with my group to sort of give our DM a break and let him play a little bit. And I got this idea off of TikTok or an Instagram reel or something where it was like a memory wipe. So all the characters wake up with blank sheets, and they've got to do, rolls trying to remember what's happening. And, throughout the story, if they, roll a d20, they get one of their character sheets back. So they start to piece together their history and what they can do. And at this point, 2 of the characters have all 4 of their sheets. One of them is only missing 1 sheet, which, is the important sheet. It's the top sheet. And the 4th player only has 1 of their sheets, so they're fighting blind. They don't know what's happening, and everyone else sort of has an idea of who they are. But it's been really fun, and they really loved it, which felt really good for me as a DM to know that I could sort of create a one-shot just based on a little idea, and it would be so successful. So yeah, this coming Friday, we're going to finish off the 2-shot and then hopefully get back into our regular campaign. If not, I'll have to wait another 2 weeks before I get to play Visenya again. And now at least I have a Doric sheet, so if ever someone else does a one-shot and they need me to come with, a brand new level 1 character, I have one prepared. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any suggestions for other video topics, leave them down in the comments. Feel free to like this video and subscribe. That would be lovely. Thank you so much, and as always, sweet dreams.